This conference will now be recorded.
So, our previous class, which purely, introduction to Python itself, right? Like we've seen some kind of keywords and identifiers, variables, and data types. Till that point, we've seen it, right? Okay. Now, let's continue our previous class with advanced data structures in Python. And there are a few more data types are there in Python. In yesterday class, I was just explained till 5 data types only. Okay. Now, I would like to go with few more data types. So you can go with Google Colab Notebook, and here which may have
Excuse me,
uh,
you yesterday you told me that tulip, right? Tulip, something like that. Data type,
sorry,
data type tulip.
tuple.
Oh, tuple.
Yeah.
I'm not clear. Where is it working?
I will
What
tell
is
you.
that?
I will tell you. I will tell you. Okay. So I would like to explain these 5 data types. Okay. Whatever I was said in our previous class, I would like to explain it. Okay.
Okay.
So data types. We are talking about data types, right? So in our previous class, I just explained only few data types. What are those? Integer, and I was explained a float data type, and I was explained about a complex data type, and I was explained about a bool data type, and last but not least, which could be the none data type. So do you have any kind of questions from this particular 5 data types? If you have any kind of question from this 5 data types, I will try to answer for your questions.
Okay. What is complex? It's in numerical and alphabetical together is complex.
So basically complex in a mathematical notation, it's a real number, okay, plus imaginary numbers. Okay. So in a mathematical notation, the real numbers can be anything, and meanwhile the imaginary numbers also can be anything, but the imaginary number, it may have additional thing, that it could be I indicating that it's an imaginary number. So x can be the integer, x can be the float, meanwhile y can be the integer, y can be the float. But thing is that when you combine this both with the, so I, that we are calling it's a complex number in a mathematically. Okay, so there is some kind of imaginary numbers, not only real numbers, not only okay decimal pointing numbers, it may have some kind of imaginary numbers that you can representing with complex data or complex data type. Okay, so that it can be supporting by the Python programming language. But in case of Python programming language, when you're holding the data something like this in a J format instead of the high, in a Python programming language, they are using the J actually. J indicating that the J part indicating that it's an imaginary part. Okay, so this is what it's a complex data. Clear?
Okay. I don't know. Okay.
Yes, this is a complex data type. Is there any other doubts from this particular 5 data types?
What is non-type?
Sorry,
Non-type.
none type. None type means, for example, you have some variable, I don't want to hold anything. Okay, simply you can use the none. None indicating that it's a nothing.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I just want to defining the variable, but I don't want to hold anything. It's a very simple thing. None type will be help
It's
you to
nothing
store
inside.
some kind of
Nothing inside that, right?
nothing inside there.
Not
Yes,
mean nothing
nothing,
inside.
nothing inside there. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. So these are the 5 data types. These are very basic data types. And now I would like to concentrating on the a few more data types. From that one, the first one is the string data type. Okay. After that one, list data type. Then tuple data type. So you can pronounce like either tuple, either tuple, whatever it is. Okay. And set data type. And last but not least, it could be the dictionary data type. So if you know these 5 data types, that you can say that it's a Python data structures. Clear? Now let's go for understanding the one after one. So string data type means it's very simple thing. What does it mean that string? String means it's a collection of characters. The characters can be anything inside of the laptop or desktop or keyboard. Okay, it's a collection of characters that we are calling it's a string data type. Usually in any programming language, within the double quotes we are holding some kind of group of characters, but in Python programming language you can hold the group of characters inside of the single quotes also. Okay, for example, this is Python. Okay, Python class. So this is one group of characters, right? Here we are holding some kind of group of characters inside of the single quote. So this could be the string data type only. Meanwhile, we can representing the group of characters inside of the double quotes also. Okay, so this is Python program. Simply we can write anything. So within the single quote or within the double quote, we can hold some kind of group of characters. Then that could be string data type only. Meanwhile, within the triple quote also we can hold the some group of characters. This is also string representation. Okay, this is also string. Or else we can hold the within the double quoted triple quote. That means the double quote we need to repeat 3 times. This is also string data type. So this is the way you can hold the some group of characters inside of the single quotes, double quotes, triple quote, and double quoted triple quote. So in the these are the 4 ways we can hold the some kind of group of characters that we are calling it say string data type. If I want to know that what is the data type of A, then we just simply use the type of A. If I want to go for find the data type of B, we can use the type function. If I want to print it, then we can use the print function, and if I want to know that the data type, then we can use the type function. Okay, in the meanwhile, I want to know that the data type of the D, then we can use the type of D. If I run this particular program, so running is something like it's just enter, you can just run it. Here we have a run option, you can just click on run option. Okay, careful observe here in this particular program. So we have the 4 variables A, B, C, D. These are the 4 variables are holding some kind of group of characters inside of the single quotes, double quote, triple quote, and double quoted triple quote. These are the 4 ways we are defining the string data type. So did you got my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Can you please execute this particular program in your notes, or at least we can write in your notes. Done? Hello?
It's done.
Okay. Okay. Now, for example, I have some string. So for example, I have the 6 characters are there. I want to access the 1 character at a time, so that we can say that it's an index. Every character in a string, it's having some kind of position value, so that we are calling it say index. Clear my point? So every character having some position, that position we are calling it index. In the case of Python programming language, the indexing is starting from the 0, and it could be end with number of characters minus 1. That means length minus 1. So here I just want to be access the, and the index we can representing with square brackets. Okay, For example, I want to go for accessing the P character, then the starting positional value is 0. So the P position value is 0. So A of or base square brackets of 0. In the meanwhile, I just want to go with accessing the capital Y, then we can use the index position is 1. Okay, index of 1. So meanwhile, if I want to go for accessing the T character and A index of a 2, the position value is it's a 2, right? So meanwhile, if I want to go for accessing the H character, then third position. So index of 3. And if I want to go for accessing the fifth position value, that means index of 4. The last value is, so total there are 6 characters. The last character position is, it's a length minus 1, right? Total we have the 6 characters are there. So this is the way you can able to go with accessing the okay. So here we are executing this particular program. So in this particular program, I'm talking about, this is my string. The string, it may have the some positional number. The first position number, which is starting with 0, the P position is 0, Y position is 1, T position is 2, and H position is 3, O position is 4, N position is 5. So these positions we can write inside of the square brackets and make sure that the variable name we should provide it, so that it can able to go for accessing the single character at a time with the help of the indexing. Clear? So noted this example. Once it is done, please message it. Okay, so these are the numbers are positive numbers, right? In the meanwhile, we can go with some kind of negative numbers also. So which means, for example, I may have a group of characters. I may have group of characters, and the meanwhile you can use some negative numbers. For example, if I'm using the -1 to minus total number of elements, okay, that means x v. So here, if I'm using the -1, then what could be the value? -2 and -3 and -4. If I'm using the negative number, then what happens? We'll see now. -6. So try to understand here. So minus could be from last onwards. So n, the position is -1, and O position is -2, and H position is -3, T position is -4, Y position is -5, and the first position is, it's a 1 minus length. Total number of characters are here, it's 6. So that a minus 6, it could be the positional value. So this single character we can access with the two ways, with the help of the positive numbers as well as with the help of the negative numbers, which means in a Python programming language, the index or position values, it could may have the two things, negative as well as positive. One single positional character or the single position value, it may have the two index numbers. Okay, one is the positive, one is the negative. So which one is the comfortable for you, then you can use that one. It's a very simple thing, right? Clear? So you can use the indexings are positive, as well as we can use the indexings are negative also. Okay, so please execute this particular program. Hello. Done, right? Yes. So this is the way we can access only single character with the two positional numbers, right? That's fine. See, I just want to access some substrings from my string. For example, you have some main string. So from the main string, you may have some kind of group of characters that you can call it's a substring. Okay. So if you want to access the substring from the main string, also we will do that with help of the slicing concept. What it is? Slicing. So with help of the slicing, here also we can use the variable and square brackets. Here we have to use it the starting value and the starting position from where we want access to, from that particular index position, and from where we want to stop it, that particular value we have to provide it. For example, I have a variable a, and it which is having the data is, it's a Python a program. Okay, so in this particular situation I want to go for accessing the PRO. So the PRO is this position, right? PRO. So the position value of the P, so you just simple thing is that the position value of the P, what is the position value of the P? So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5 and 6. The starting position is 6th position I want to access. 6th you want to access, 7 you want to access, 8 also you want to access. But where we want to stop at 9 I want to stop it. So if you want to access the 8th position, then you should give you 8 plus 1, it's a 9. Okay, this is the way you can able to go with accessing the some substring from the main string. Okay, so square brackets, and within that one we have the slice, and the slice is indicating that the position value of the starting position character to end position character plus 1. That's it. So we are accessing the PRO, right? Now I want accessing the THON. I want to go for accessing the THON. THON in the sense 0, 1, 2. 2 is my T position value. 2 I want access, 3 I want access, 4, 5 also I want access. That means you should give you 6 is your stop index value. So 2 to 6 I want access, which means that THON we are going to be accessing it. Clear? So this is the way from where we want to access in the middle of my string. Then we will do that with the help of this particular slicing concept. Unfortunately, what I did, I couldn't mention my starting position. I couldn't mention my starting position. I just mentioned only stop position. That particular situation, my default position value is 0. So the default position, the default stop position is 0. So which is accessing from the starting character onwards. Sorry, it's a start, not stop. Okay, it's a 0, so that we are going to be accessing the Python. For example, we will used the start index number, but unfortunately you are not mentioning the stop. That particular situation, it will go for the default. The default stop is it's a length. How many number of characters we have it, then it could be considered as my stop. Okay, so that's the reason. That's the way which is going to accessing the Python, and the last one is going accessing the program. The reason is that you are not mentioning the stop, then it is indicating the total number of characters in my string. It can be considering as my stop. Okay, so this is the way you can able to go for accessing the substring from the main string with help of the slicing concept. And guys, if you're facing any kind of doubt over here, please let me know. I will try to answer for your questions. Done, right? I'm waiting for your confirmation. Is it done? Of course it's enough. Yeah, this is the way we would like to go for accessing the substring from the main string. That's fine. Now we have one more thing. I don't want to access the continuous character. I want to go with some kind of shuffle, right? Then that kind of concept we are calling it same dicing. So we are dying it. Okay, for example, some periodical character, the periodical position characters, I want to go for accessing it. Then that particular situation we can go with, so start. So we can use the start, and next one is we have to mention the stop, and from the die element step we would like to go for accessing it. For example, here I have a string Python programming language. Okay, so I have some kind of group of characters, something like this. If I'm going with, so from the third position to and 15th position, every fourth value I want access. That means the position value of the 3 we want access, 3 plus 4 it's a 7 I want access, 7 plus 4 it's 11 I want access, 11 plus 4 it's a 15. My stop is 15, right? So that I could not access the 15th position value. Okay, so that which is gonna accessing the HRA. And for example, same thing, if I use the 16, so it's 11, okay, and if I use the 16, unfortunately if my stop is 16, then it will be go for accessing the 15 positional value also. That's the reason HRA we are going to accessing it. Okay, and for example, I couldn't mention my step value. If I couldn't mention my step value, it will go for accessing from 3 to 15. It will accessing because of 3 to 16 we are right, so that which we're gonna accessing the 3 to 15. And the same way how the slicing is working, the same way dicing also can work. Like the default value of the start is 0, the default value of the the default value of the start is 0, the default value of the stop is its a length, and the default value of the step it could be the 1. Okay, so please note these particular values. So which is gonna dying positional characters which gonna accessing periodical position characters it gonna access.
Can you repeat it again?
So nothing much, I just want to explain in a different way. So for example, I have a character something like this, Python, okay, a program something like this. Okay, so if this position is 0, this position is 1, this position is 2, this position is 3 or 4 5, and for example here I have a 7, some minus is there, okay, 6, and this one is 7 8 9 10 11, and for example 12. Okay, dicing is nothing but here we have it two things we need to we have the 2 colon symbols, we have it, it's a step. For example, you can give any number. If I'm giving the 3, that means the next element accessing is next third position value. For example, here we can give the start is anything. For example, I mentioned like it's a 2, and here I mentioned the 12. Then in this particular situation, which is from 2, and the 2 plus 3, how much? It's a 5, right? The 5th position, whatever is there, that it gonna access. That means T and N we are going to accessing, and 5 plus 3, it's 8, right? So 8th position element we would like to go for access, and 8 plus 3 it's 11 character also we are accessing. That means the position between any two successive elements is it's a step. Okay, so here I mentioned the 3 so that every time the third index element we are accessing from group of characters. Clear or not? If I'm not mention anything, then it will be go for accessing from the first onward. I mean from this range characters we are going to accessing it. We can practice it, guys. If you're practicing, then you can you won't get any kind of this kind of questions. Okay, you might be clear yourself only. Just try to execute it in your lab. Try it, just give some time, you can try it. If you got it, then please let me know. I would like to try to go for next point.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so as of now you guys are understood how we can able to create the string in different ways, and how we can able to go for accessing the strings characters from the strings. okay, in a different ways like indexing, slicing, and dicing. Now we have a concept is, I just want to tell you one thing. So string data type is immutable. What it is? Immutable. What does mean that immutable? Immutable means once if you're defining the string, you can't modify the middle characters in any situation. You just try to print it a, and it was Python only. But in place of small p or small t, I want to replace with capital T. That means the position of 2, it's already small t is there. That I want to replace with capital T. That it is not possible. The reason is that once if you're defining the string, you can't modify it in one character. Okay, so we got an error, right? The error indicating that does not supporting item assignment, which means string is immutable. You can't modify the existing characters in a string. Just note that point. Okay, so string is immutable. We can't modify it, right? Now, so we have some kind of methods are there inside of the string. Let's discuss about those things. For example, I just want to know it how many number of characters are there in my string. So then we have a function name is length function. So with help of the length function, we can find the total number of characters in a string. Okay, and I want to find out the biggest character. That means highest character. When you're ascending order, when you're forming the data in ascending order, what could be your max element? Okay, then we can use the max of a. You're finding the biggest character from my string. We can use the min of a, then we are finding the smallest character from my string. Okay, this is the way we can use the length, max, min functions. Noted this one? Okay, so here we have some other methods are there. So the method, for example, I want to find out the corresponding ASCII value of any character. The capital A ASCII value is 65. If I want to know that, then we can use the function name is ORD function, and we can go with any character, so which is may have some ASCII value is there. That ASCII value we can find out with help of the ORD function. So I want to find out the ASCII value of the capital Z also, we will do that. And meanwhile we can able to find out the ASCII value of the small a. So in a computer, in a laptop, in a keyboard, each and every character having its own ASCII values. That ASCII values we can find or we can know with help of the ORD function. Okay. And for example, if you are not aware of what exactly the ORD, then we can use the help method. Help of ORD, if I enter it, then it will give you a small description. Okay, this is the built-in function ORD module in built-ins, and it could be written the Unicode point of the one character string. So which here we have just providing the only one single character, then it can be written the Unicode value. So these are the Unicode for each and every character, for the A, for the B, for the Z, and meanwhile we have other characters also there. So it will go for find out like something like this. So this is about ORD function. Just note it. Okay. We have one more character, one more function is there, CHR. So CHR is what it will do. You just provide some number, it can be written the some corresponding character. So 65 corresponding character is A, and meanwhile each and every number like till 122 something like this or 150, you have some ASCII table. From the ASCII table you have some numbers. If I give some number to this particular CHR, it can be written the some corresponding character. Okay, so CHR, for example, if I'm giving the 150, then 150 corresponding character is 140 something, it's not there. For example, 122 is the Z character. Okay, so this is the way you can have corresponding characters, whatever the number you have it from that particular Unicode character or Unicode number, it can be converting into corresponding character. Okay, with help of the CHR method. Noted this particular CHR method. And if I want to know that what exactly the CHR, then we can use the help method. Help of, you just give you CHR, then it will be written the Unicode string of one character with ordinal from 0 to so there is some range of things are there from this particular range, so which may have some kind of Unicode strings are there. That the Unicode strings, it can be written it with help of the CHR methods. Okay, just note this particular function name. Done? Guys, is it done? Yeah. So meanwhile, we have some operations we can performing on the string. So I have a string is a Python programming language, and I have one more string is there. It's a program. Okay, I want to know that whether my program substring is there in my B or not. Then simply we can use the B in A. Then it can be returns the true when my substring it could be available in my main string, right? So B in A. So if it is available, then it can be returns the true. If it is not available, then it can be returns the false. Something like this we can use the bin keyword. Something like this we can use bin keyword. So, and we are changing the something 5 you mention it, then B in A, if I use it, maybe the B is not available in my string, so that it was returns the false. So this is kind of operations also you can performing on the string data type. Okay, and you have the A and B is there, right? So this both I want to be concatenated. If both I want to be concatenated, then we can have the plus character. Then if I use the A plus B, then A and B, it can be concatenated to each other, so that we are getting the Python programming language and program. Okay, so this kind of operations we can performing on the string data type. Just note these examples. Okay, so this is for today's class, guys, and we'll catch up in the next class. And so what could be the 16th of mine? It could, just a minute. Just check my calendar. Actually, I'm moving to India this May 16th. I may reach May 16th and 17th and 18th. I wasn't traveling. Again, 19th I'm available to take the sessions. I'm just looking forward this timetable calendar. Give me 1 second. Google Calendar. Right, Hyderabad. Okay. See, guys, 16th I can take the session 16th. Okay. I took the session at 16th. That means Monday we have a session, and I can complete the string data type by Monday. And but 17th, 18th, and 19th, I was in the traveling, so I can't take it. Okay.
So weekend is closed. Weekend is closed tomorrow and Saturday.
Saturday and Sunday we don't have any sessions usually.
Oh, okay.
People
Just
or
make
not. Okay, it's a weekend, right? So people are not having any kind of sessions in a Saturday and Sunday, and we have a session on Monday. Okay, so on Monday morning, as for CST and EST, we have a session, but when it comes to 17th and 18th, we don't have any session, and so meanwhile 19th also. Okay, so basically jet lag it may have, right? So yeah. Again, we may have a session at 20, but I can discuss about it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye. So 16th we have a session. So on Monday we have a session, but we plan for it. So in the next week I couldn't take it to 3 sessions continuously. And if you have any kind of plans out there, or if you want to do any other things in that same time, we will try to do that scenarios. Okay. And anyway, I can complete the string data type by Monday. Okay. Yeah. Still enough. Bye. Take care. See you.